Good evening everyone. My apologies I can't be with you tonight in person due to work commitments. I wish I was there to share in my team's presentation and to see yours too. I thought I'd try something different rather than stand in front of the camera and talk to you. I've tracked down a video from Tourism New Zealand to play as background to my voiceover. Its beautiful imagery of Aotearoa highlights just what an amazing country we live in, and hopefully inspires us all to strive to protect our waterways now and for the future. So continuing our theme, Are We Headed Up Shit Creek? My topic, political policies to improve freshwater quality in New Zealand. I've put together some thoughts and information based on a study completed by Brendan Moyle off a blog on sciblogs.co.nz. The questions were asked: what policy decisions do our New Zealand political parties propose to tackle the issue of freshwater quality degradation in our country's waterways? To begin with, there are some aspects about freshwater management in New Zealand that need to be understood. Firstly, that the statutory responsibility for managing freshwater in New Zealand lies with the regional authorities and councils, not the national government. Secondly, we do have a framework for national water standards. These require certain standards to be reached nationally and with some exceptions to be met by 2025. And thirdly, New Zealand's freshwater management differs from many countries by having a lot of non-point sources. A point source is like a factory pipe outlet. It's easy to monitor, find out exactly what is being discharged and when. A non-point source comes from diffuse sources. They're common in agriculture. Pollutants move through the soils gradually over time and enter water. That makes it challenging to identify when and where the sources of the pollution was from. Some of our pollutants have been stored for decades in the soil that are only now making their way into waterways. These pollutants also tend to be associated with agriculture. With the election on the 23rd of September and our presentation set for the 16th of October, we had hoped the government would have been clear and we could focus on their policies. However, at the time of writing this, MMP negotiations are still underway, so we thought it best to summarise the key policies from the two major parties in play. First up is National. National has set a target of 90% of New Zealand lakes and rivers to meet swimmable water quality standards by 2040. This compares to a current standard of 72%. The goal to improve water quality is estimated to cost the government, farmers and councils $2 billion over the next 23 years. This is on top of the $140 million already committed to the government to be spent on specific river and lake cleanups. Under the new proposal, over 50,000 kilometres of waterways will be improved for swimming. The plan is backed by national regulations requiring stock to be fenced out of waterways, new national policy requirements on regional councils to strengthen their planning rules on issues such as sewage discharges and planting riparian margins, a new freshwater improvement fund, and now maps that clearly identify where improvements are needed. Labour will restore our rivers and lakes to a truly swimmable state within a generation, which is approximately 25 years. They will help farmers and other owners of waterways with fencing, riparian planting through their Ready for Work program, and they'll have regional councils the resources to clean up their waterways through a water royalty program. Labour has a suite of other policies. Unfortunately, these are not fully costed or detailed. In summary, essentially the two parties accept that the National Policy Standard for Freshwater Management 2014 is the vehicle for reaching improved water quality. Given the intensity of the water debate, we are surprised the party policies outlined above showed few points of difference. As a wrap-up, we should all be concerned and play our part to support freshwater management. Something needs to be done now to ensure sustainability for future generations. I leave you on that note, and with those thoughts, hand back to our team. Good evening.